Hey guys, Eric from Ws6 Customs. We just wanted to do a little follow-up on our Trans Am that we were working on with Carl. He's our tuning guru, really knowledgeable about LS things, and he just teaches us an awful lot about this. And now we're going to let him kind of walk through and take us through a little walkthrough about what we've done to the car and what he's done to the car. Carl, if you want to come over and just we'll kind of walk through this whole thing. And this is Carl of CJ Tunes and Lancer Automotive also. He runs a shop in St. Paul, Lancer Automotive. Does a lot of tuning stuff on the side also and through the business. And he's going to take us through a little bit of a walkthrough. Carl, tell us a little bit about this thing.
Yeah, so this is my 2001 Trans Am. Started the car when I bought it. It was relatively stock. Shortly after that, I had some engine issues with it, and it kind of snowballed out of control. But as it sits now, it's still a stock cubic inch LS1. It's got a forged rods and pistons in it. It's still a 5.3 liter cylinder head on it with some CNC porting and a really big camshaft. It's got a whole bunch of cam. Makes max power, makes 480 to the tire right now at about 6,900 to 7,000 RPM. So the motor, the way it sits now, it's running pretty good. We did do the nitrous stuff on it. I got to thank Eric for all the work and time that he put into that. It worked out really, really well. Still getting into it here a little bit as far as leaning on the nitrous tune, but the hopes are long term that this thing will probably make around a 700, 720 wheel horse on a 200 to 250 shot, or maybe even a little bit more than that. So that's kind of the quick lowdown on the car. As Eric said last week at the drag strip, things didn't go too well. Had a clutch issue with a twin disc McLeod clutch and went to a monster 11-inch race clutch now. So car's running a little bit better and still have some work to do, but I'm sure we'll get it all ironed out. So that's kind of the long and short, and I'm sure we're going to give you some shots as far as the car and the nitrous setup and some of the work that Eric did on it as well.
This car is going to be put away in storage for a little while. Obviously, that's one of the things we contend with here in Minnesota. It's going to be dropping down, getting nasty. Pretty soon we're going to have 2 feet of snow on the ground. The car's not real good with snow, so that's why we build such awesome cars up here in Minnesota, because we get locked in the garage over the whole winter, and we have no choice but to just keep ourselves sane to build some cool stuff. And Carl, what do you think for quarter-mile times? What is your goal with this car to be able to turn in the quarter mile?
Well, I'm hoping that on the motor it should probably run somewhere in about the 11.5, 11.6 range. It's still a full weight car with a 6-speed. Definitely not set up to be a track car. It's got some pretty road race oriented suspension in it, but I'm hoping somewhere in that on the motor, and it'd be really nice to shave a second off that on the nitrous at least. So I'd like to see it go 10.6, 10.5s, 10.6s at maybe 130 to 135 miles an hour be a real nice trap speed and time, I think.
Notice when we had it up in the air, you had a lot of suspension upgrades and everything to it. Got the Bilstein shocks on it, big sway bars and everything also. Something that you're going to road race then also?
Yeah, the car's been to the track up at Brainerd for open track days a couple times. Ran it up there. It does have, yeah, some big, it's actually Strano sway bars in it, and their springs. Like you said, the Bilstein shocks in it, some decent brakes. So the car gets around up there pretty good. It's again, full weight, so this is a 3,600 pound car. So it does definitely have to get some weight cut to be a little bit more competitive up there, and a lot more traction. It's kind of tough with the tires that I was running, or have been running on it up there. But yeah, this is kind of an all-purpose car. Definitely not a straight line car. by any means or limited to just the drag strip. So it's kind of an all-around type ride.
That's what I like to push also is the same thing with the Bel Air. It's not the fastest thing on the drag strip. It's a huge big boat, but to turn down, you know, some easily mid 11 second quarter mile when we get this thing cranked up on E85 a little bit, that's a big car. It handles really well. We've autocrossed it, we've road raced it, we've drag raced it, and you might not be the fastest at all of them, but to get out and enjoy it, that's the biggest thing in the world that I believe that these things should be used for. And I hope you guys enjoy this also, and follow us along, and we got some really cool stuff for you coming up. Don't forget to tune in for the next episode.